Hi everyone, welcome to Every Plant is Beautiful. I did a video this afternoon on my snake plants and wasn't expecting to do this video, so I'm going to call it Emergency 911. I had two orchids on my mantle of my fireplace, and I was dusting around, and unfortunately I noticed that my white orchid was losing some buds. So I set up a light, and with my other white orchid, I have this beautiful, beautiful purplish orchid, which is just fine. But I was setting up a light system for my white orchid, and here's my little baby, and I don't know if you can see, but here I'll show it on this little stake. See the smallest buds? They're a brownish tinge. They were dying. And I wish I did have that stand that I ordered, but I have two main stems, actually a third main stem coming out right here. And this bud is not going to make it. So I decided I was going to set up a lighting to give it more light, because I Googled and got a hold of the website of Miss Orchid, and I just discovered her not too long ago, and I just love her videos, so that was the first place I went to. And the reason why orchids shed their buds is due to shock, overwatering, or underwatering. Well, I don't believe I'm overwatering. I don't believe I'm underwatering these plants. And they're turning brown. So I figured light, because they're in a north room in my living room. And I figured not enough light. So I was dusting the shelf off and about to set up a lighting system for this little guy. And I knocked it over. So anyhow, here it is, and to my surprise, I really don't know what it is, but the roots are very unhealthy. I'm really, really surprised. But in my first video, I can't remember if it was my first or second, I recommended not to transplant your orchid in flower. What am I doing? I gotta do it. Like, the plant comes first. Look at this. Like, look at these roots. Not healthy at all. Like, this orchid wasn't bought at a grocery store. This orchid was bought from a respectable greenhouse. It came from in Beansville, but I'm not going to mention any names. I guess you can look it up. But look at the. I just can't believe this. I knew that these roots were dry. Here's a healthy one coming out right now. And I decided that I was going to just miss this plant. I'm scared. I'm scared to pull this plug apart. But I don't see a choice. To tell the honest truth, plant comes first. So if I'm going to save this plant, I guess I got to do what I got to do. I have the pot all set up. I'm going to put it in a smaller pot, but I guess I just got to, and this plug is like, it's really spongy. Very, very spongy. Like, I don't know what it is. But in my other video, like I said, this is where I become very, very nervous. I'm just going to squeeze this apart, take it in chunks, take my time. It's very, very spongy, this plug. I can tell you one thing, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Like, what can I say? Like, I mean, like I said in my first video, that when they pack these things, that they pack them full of moss so that they stay moist and it reaches the consumer alive. And now I see why all these videos I'm watching, they all say transplant it in fresh medium. Like as soon as you get it. Well, of course we're not going to transplant it in flower. Like I'm afraid, like, you know, this orchid's so beautiful. I have 3 main stems coming out. I've got 2 secondary stems coming out. And I'm doing this. Oh, I'm just so disappointed. But onward and forward, like I'm really, really disappointed in this orchid. And I'm just wondering, this purple one, what that one's all about. Like it came from the same place. I'm not going to mention any names, but I am definitely going to email these people. Maybe even send this video. Let them know how disappointed I am. Like I just can't believe this. But once again, in my first video, I've watched a few videos. Some people chop all the roots off, and other people just strip the outer. If the root inside is like it's not rotted. So this is what I'm doing right now. I also noticed that people wear gloves. I don't know if it's only because they don't want their fingernails to be dirty or what. Because let's face it, you're working with soil. Your fingers get dirty. Like, you know, I'm new at this. Maybe I'll research it. But my hands are clean. I did wash my hands. I know my fingernails are maybe not bad today, actually. But I'm always doing something when it comes to plants. So I've always got dirty fingernails. Oh, this root's not pulling very good. It's pretty dry at the end. Now, I did sterilize my little scissors. I don't have a proper pruning shears for inside. I do have a pair of pruning shears for outside use, but they're a little rusty, so I want to clean them up. But these little scissors, my mom had them when she was alive, and I just kind of feel that Like I'm sentimental when it comes to that way, and I just love plants. So I decided that I was going to keep these scissors just for the sake of doing my plants. Just a little in remembrance of my mom. So that's why I only use these little scissors. They were sanitized. In one of my first videos, I transplanted an orchid in its original pot and forgot to sanitize it. This one that I do have lined up, I already sanitized it. Actually, I boiled some water, poured the water on the pot, and I got some peroxide, 3%, and I'm going to spray the pot before I transplant this into it. Just insurance, like double, just to make sure that, because I couldn't, like the water wasn't boiling, because I was a little worried about pouring it over the plastic and it turned around and melted the pot. So I decided that I was going to just turn around and kind of double sanitize it. Now these roots here are pretty dry. Here, let me bring the plant there. I keep thinking about that one video that was way too close when I did it on my snake plant. But anyhow, these roots are pretty dry. I don't think I can strip them. So probably these ones I'll probably end up cutting. And yeah, my little scissors, I just showed you my little, oh, there they are. I want to cut these roots. Found another root here that's pretty rotted. I just can't believe this. And another thing I should look up is these dry roots. I'm cutting them where they're dry. I have a little piece of the root I just cut that is still green. So I just cut the dry off it. And the other ones, well, I think I'm pretty good. But this plant is just as bad as that real bad plant that I transplanted from, that I got from my friend. I don't think she, once again, I don't think she realized how bad of shape that plant was in. Like, I'm sure she didn't realize, because if she would have known that, she would have done something about it. Like, she loves her plants. I'm sure she would have. But this is what we're left of. Like, you know, all this rotted. Now, is it the nursery's fault that where the plant actually originated, or was it the place I bought it from? Maybe they overwatered it. I don't know. I'm not here to judge, but I do want to, like, I am gonna mention this. So, like, you know, this is just, I paid good money for this orchid. I bought this orchid because it was so beautiful, and the flowers and the stems. Like, I did know that, and I did mention it to the girl when I bought the plant, that the air roots were pretty dry, and that they should miss the air roots when they water the plants. But I'm no expert. So now we got all this done. So a lot of people turn around and use cinnamon when they break them off. I really don't know. So actually, I'm just going to give it a couple sprays of peroxide. Like, the poor plant, like, I can't hurt it. Like, I mean, I just can't hurt it. Or at least I don't think I can. This is where I wish I could go on the webs and Google Orchid Girl. I think she's got a place for plants, ICU. I thought that was kind of cute. But anyhow, I'm pretty well done stripping the roots. Once again, I am so disappointed. Like this, I'm going to lose the flowers. I just know it. But with that said, this is my little pot. I want to go down one because I just feel that it would probably be a lot better because look at, like, I mean, there's hardly any roots. And a little worried about overwatering it and too much moisture in the soil mix. So we're going to do this. We're going to go with this small pot. I did some research since my last video, and I was saying about the moss. Well, Orchid Girl really believes in the moss. Like keeping moisture and stuff. I really don't know how much moss I should use. But what she does is puts a little bit at the bottom first. So, like, you know, she's got beautiful orchids there. So she's doing something right. Like, you know, you can't believe everything you hear. Like, you know, I watched one video where they feed their orchids year round, including in bloom. Now, I don't know what the Orchid Girl believes. I haven't watched enough videos. But, like, you know, I want to learn from her so I can pass that information on to you. But anyhow, I got this moss in there. I might add some more. I want to add some bigger chunks of the bark. And now we're going to get this, what is left of the roots. Remember when I said about when you're potting your orchid and you have problems getting the roots in and to turn the pot? Well, that works beautiful. Like, you know, I got all the pots in there, or all the roots in the pot, other than a couple of hairs. I can just poke them in. Now, I really don't know if they live, like if they'll, like, you know, start growing in outer cover or not. I really don't know. That's another thing I want to really look up. Going to be down the road, I guess. But going to have to do research. Like I said, right from the very beginning, I am not an expert here. I'm just learning. You might even know more than I do. And that's all right, because we're all here together to learn and how to take care of our orchids better. And I think I'm going to stuff a little bit more moss in here. Like, you know, this orchid is in real bad shape. Now I'm just wondering about the purple one, but as soon as those flowers die off, stuff. I'm definitely going to take it out of there. So, like, you know, I'm definitely going to, like, I don't like that foam root ball. There was one root through it. So, I don't know. Like, what do you think? Like, you know, you think it was the cause of that foam ball that I had to pluck apart? Like, it's kind of hard to say, I guess. I guess it's just a guessing game. But I guess we have it all potted up. I'm going to find myself an outer container. I like having the outer containers because you get the green, like, I don't know if it's moss or if you can call it moss at that time or what, but I just, if you cover it up with a ceramic, just make sure there's lots of room for air movement, because like, you got to have that air movement. So I will find a suitable covering for this pot, and I shall leave it alone. I'll leave it alone for a couple of days. I'll water it in a few days. I'll keep a close eye on it. I'll keep you tuned on, well, I'll make another video in a couple of weeks. Regardless of it lost all its buzz or not, I shall keep you informed. If you like this video, please subscribe, or please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out to build up my confidence. And it also looks better when people come across my site and see so many subscriptions. It just looks better. And I appreciate it. I'm going to put some moss on top here just to hold in some moisture, because it is pretty dry in my house now. Wintertime. It's December the 2nd, or December the 1st today. If I upload this, I'm not sure if I'll upload it tomorrow or maybe even upload it today. But it's December the 1st today. So I would entitle this one Emergency 911. But we're all done. Once again, very, very disappointed in what I found. Now I'm just thinking about this guy. Let's lay this one down. Now, I'm not going to do anything, but let's check the root system on this. Let's see if we can see some healthy roots. What we see, oh yeah. It doesn't look bad. See our healthy roots there? So, why this plant? From the same place, bought the same place, nursery's the same place. Why that plant is doing okay, this one's not, who knows? Anybody's guess. And then what really boggles my mind is why so many flower spikes and so many runners off the main flower spikes. Here's another little one right there. I don't know if you can really see it because of the flower, but there's another little spike coming off the main. Two spikes coming off of this main, right by the clip. There's one there you can clearly see. But why is this one shooting off so many spikes and being in such rough shape? I don't know. Maybe it's another thing I should look up. Because, like I said, I'm no professional. I'm learning as you are learning. We're learning together. And I guess there's a lot to learn. But let's hope that this orchid survives this transplant. I have very, very little faith that I want to keep the buds. But if as long as I keep the plant, that's good. That's like, it's still a victory, even if I lose my flowers. But till the next video, thank you for tuning in, and I apologize for being so long. I hope that you're not bored and with the length of this video, but we just had to save this plant, so we had to do what we had to do. So till the next time, thank you again, and we shall see you the next time. Bye-bye. Have a great night, people.